Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot.
Good evening and welcome inside the Cross Insurance Center as we prepare for some quarterfinal action between the number 4 seed Dexter Tigers taking on the number 5 seed Caribou Vikings. My name's Zach White. I'm happy to be joined by my broadcast partner for tonight's action, Cassie. We got Mark Kalman producing this one for you all at home. Cassie stepping inside the gymnasium here as we prepare for this 4-5 matchup. A lot of intensity. It's been a fun night of basketball. This one sizes up to be a highly competitive, highly touted, and overall great game of basketball. What are some of the things you're expecting to see out here on the floor tonight?
You know, we're expecting to see a great competition here. I mean, if you look at the mutual, they haven't met each other yet, but if you look at the mutual opponents, it looks, very similar in terms of wins and losses and who they've won and beaten. Both of these teams very experienced in terms of, Caribou won the state championship last year, and the year before that it was Dexter, so they're just kind of like passing the torch around here. One thing you got to say is any team coached by Jody Grant, you got to know that they're going to be prepared for this moment. They always seem to do well, even when they're expected to not be as good. I've seen them pull some massive upsets in this arena, so looking forward to a good matchup tonight. Absolutely,
should be a ton of fun. Obviously, the Caribou Vikings, the defending, as you mentioned, state champions. They won that in Class B last year. Madeline Depre was a huge part of their success, but they have proven themselves this year a contender and someone to be reckoned with across Class C. And they play a heavy Class B schedule as well. So a lot of you might look at their record at 9-9 and kind of wonder where they ended up here at the 5th seed, but overall, they've played a lot of tough teams, and they've played those tough teams pretty tough. Some of the similars that you mentioned on the record and on the schedule, obviously both sides have faced off against Mattanock, who's going to play later this evening. Dexter had a 10-point loss to them later on in the season, and Mattanock had a 20-point loss right around at 19-point total. It's easy to point at that and say that there might be some differences, but in actuality, those games are pretty similar. All things considered, these two teams size up and compare against one another really well, and it should be a fun evening of basketball. We thank all of you for coming around to join us here for tonight's action. We want to thank some of the sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts possible. So thank you to Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Starbird Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jimmy Gilbert Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Rowdy's Paving, Pine St. Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. I want to thank all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news! Pine St. Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. And all the players from the tournament at Bangor inside this Cross Insurance Center, they're going to walk away with a gift card. Sports Arena will be the Player of the Day sponsor. Each Player of the Game winner will be put in for a vote for Player of the Day, with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. With that, we're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and be back with you in a moment.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxtrot to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back here inside the Cross Insurance Center. Thank you for rejoining us as we prepare for some quarterfinal action between the number 4 seed, Dexter Regional Tigers, and the number 5 seed, the Caribou Vikings. One more time, my name's Zach White. I'm happy to be joined by my broadcast partner for tonight's action, Cassidy. We've got Mark Howman producing this one for you all at home. If you're listening/watching along, don't adjust that television for our broadcast here inside the Cross Insurance Center. We're really happy to be able to bring you the coverage, but we will only be able to do so in live audio form. So if you're listening on in, we appreciate you. We appreciate the sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts free and available for everyone watching, and we are excited for tonight's action. Returning to the court, Cassidy, and looking ahead towards what we might see. Obviously, the Dexter Tigers, kind of year in and year out, you know what to expect out of them. You're going to get a Jody Grant style of defense, disciplined, players in the right position, and try to create offense off of that. So let's take that and now apply it to the Caribou Vikings and what they need to do to be successful against that kind of attack and that kind of defensive pressure. In this game, not even player specific, but just schematically, what are some of the things that the Caribou Vikings are going to have to do to be successful out there on the floor?
Yeah, they're going to have to play their game and stay composed. So all of the Dexter teams I've ever played against and watched, they've always been, they kind of just this crushing defense. They just kind of meet you and smother you a little bit. That's just the defensive intensity that they like to play. So if you're Caribou, you got to kind of know that coming in, keep your head, and expect that coming, right? So you're not getting so flustered and turning the ball over.
And for the Caribou Vikings, they're averaging around 48 points a game throughout the regular season. The Tigers, they only allow 34 a game. The Dexter Tigers, on the other end, though, they average only 43 points a game, and that's right what the Caribou Vikings have averaged allowing for the regular season. So I think, Cassie, you bring up some great points, and the real key in this one is going to be that Caribou offensive attack. And if they can put some points on the board, the Tigers, they play a disciplined defensive style of game, but in terms of the output of scoring, it is lesser than some of the other teams. They really rely heavily on that defense. Totally capable offensively with players like Desiree Adams, Callie Stone, just to name a couple. A lot of players that can do a lot of really good things, but the key is going to be, can you weather the storm? Can you maintain that pressure, create some turnovers of your own, create some opportunities for your team? What do the Caribou Vikings have to do defensively now, taking all the things and all the concepts we just talked about? The important emphasis on offense, controlling the basketball. What do they need to do defensively to disrupt the Tigers and try to force them into advantageous positions for their offense in terms of your defensive attack supporting your offensive game?
Yeah, so their defense is going to need to lead to their offense. So what they like to do is get up and down the floor. We saw that a lot last year with them. Obviously, they're missing their key scorer in Madeline Debray as she graduated, but they've seen Class B, lots of Class B teams, and they played in Class B last year. And so for them, they're going to need to meet their defense intensity to Dexter's defensive intensity, kind of meet them at that intensity or be higher, even more intense, because that's going to allow Caribou to kind of push Dexter into maybe a defensive position they haven't always seen. They may have to play against a defense that's meeting them kind of at their level, and they may not be used to that.
And defense to offense makes your life a lot easier for Coach Mackenzie Turner and the Caribou Vikings, so definitely look for some high-intensity pressure of their own in this one. Want to thank Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, and Dirigo Nutrition, as well as Varney Chevrolet. Want to thank all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news, folks. Pine State Nutrition, Dirigo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor, and all the players from the tournament inside the Cross Insurance Center here in Bangor, they're going to walk away with a gift card. Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor. Each Player of the Game winner will be put up for a vote for Player of the Day, with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Cassie, we got 2 minutes and 48 seconds left on the pregame clock. What we're going to do is we're going to swing it on over to one more commercial break, wind down the pregame show, and get to the lineups. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Rep Eastern Maine Sports with official merch made for real fans. Grab yours now by scanning the QR code on screen and wear the brand that brings the action live.
Eastern Maine Sports.
Welcome back here now inside the Cross Insurance Center. We got a minute 10 up there on the clock. The Dexter Tigers just finishing their team warm-ups. The Caribou Vikings have already returned to their sideline, and in just a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on over to the public address announcer here inside the Cross Insurance Center, and they're going to give you the entirety of either side's lineups, and then we're going to get ready for the tip-off, and away we will go. So with that, Cassie, we're excited to be able to bring this game. We're going to turn it on over and rejoin you in a moment.
Good evening and welcome to the Cross Insurance Center for the 2026 Maine Principal Association State Basketball Tournament presented by Hammond Lumber Company. This Northern Maine Girls Class C quarterfinal game features a number 5 seed with a record of 9-9, the Vikings from Caribou High School. And the number 4 seed with a record of 10-8, the Tigers from Dexter and Piscataquis Community High Schools. Before we introduce today's teams, the Maine Principal Association and FAME, the Finance Authority of Maine, remind you that interscholastic athletics are an extension of the educational classroom. We ask that you support all these student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators in a positive manner throughout today's contest. Thank you in advance for your support of sportsmanship and of the 2026 Maine State Basketball Tournament presented by Hammond Lumber Company. And now let's meet the participants in this quarterfinal matchup. First, the visiting team, the number 5 seed Caribou Vikings. The reserves, a sophomore, number 2, Madison Denslow. A senior, number 4, Brandon Hamilton. A senior, number 10, Liv Adams. A freshman, number 11, Addie Duchesne. A senior, number 12, Jaden Holmes. A sophomore, number 15, Olivia Prosper. And a junior, number 25, Lily McCrossan. The managers for Caribou are Haley Pelletier and Kiara Chassis. Assistant coaches Larry Worcester, Sean Savage, and Mia Terrio. And the head coach of the Vikings is Mackenzie Turner. And now let's meet the home team, the number 4 seed Dexter Tigers. The reserves, a senior, number 5, Annabelle Peace. A freshman, number 12, Micaiah Lee. A freshman, number 14, Elena Hoffman. A junior, number 22, Brooklyn Dorman. A sophomore, number 32, Breland Gobb. A freshman, number 33, Regan Rollins. Managers of Dexter are Alex Sutton, Melise Grant, and Nora Robinson. Assistant coaches Frank Reynolds, Brady Reynolds, and Pete Watson. And the head coach of the Tigers is Jody Grant. And now for the starting lineups. For Caribou, a sophomore, number 1, Lily Bell. for Dexter, the junior, number 3, Madison Davis. For the Vikings, a freshman, number 3, Carly Levesque. And for the Tigers, a senior, number 10, Desiree Adams. For Caribou, a sophomore, number 5, Quinn Corrigan. And for Dexter, a senior, number 15, Callie Stone. For the Vikings, a sophomore, number 14, Evelyn Roy. And for the Tigers, a sophomore, number 20, Ella McClintock-Hatch. For Caribou, a freshman, number 22, Peyton West. And for Dexter, a sophomore, number 23, Caitlin Cookson. The officials of this game are Mr. Walter Cummings, Mr. Tony Gold, and Ms. Laura Bagley. Certified athletic training services are provided by Northern Lights Sports Health.
All right, and with that, folks, we return to the broadcast and we prepare for the action. Either sides have had their entire lineups read. The Caribou Vikings have returned to their sideline. The Tigers finishing their on-court huddle before they return to theirs. Cassie, this one sizes up on paper to be a lot of fun. Should be a great game out here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, I'm excited to see these two teams match up, right? I'm also excited to see just how Caribou plays. They've got obviously big shoes to fill, being a state championship in B last year and then moving to C, obviously, and then coming in as a 5 seed, not really surprising for their strength of schedule. It's the first, they have the toughest strength of schedule in Class C. So I think we got a good matchup either way you look at it.
It should be a lot of fun. Caitlin Cookson inside the circle for the Tigers. Evelyn Roy for the Caribou Vikings. Whistle, jump ball away. It is going to be controlled by Desiree Adams and the Dexter Tigers. Adams going straight downhill all the way to the basket, up and in for 2.
Wasted no time there.
Like a flash, Desiree Adams down the court. Quick 2 points, and Corrigan looking to go to work at the other end. Kick out, right side corner pocket, shot no good. Battle for the rebound, out of bounds, favor of the Tigers. I will say that was a great first initial look by Levesque in that corner.
See a full court pressure here.
Tigers advance through it over to Callie Stone. Ball given back to Davis. Cross court now. Davis had it atop the key. Ball poked away by Corrigan. And we talked about defense to start the broadcast, and you're going to see a heavy dose of that from both these teams tonight. Stone the inbounder. Played in now. McClintock-Hatch with it for a moment before giving it up to Cookson. Dribble handoff now atop the key to Davis. Off to Stone. Good patience here by the Tigers. Resetting the offense now is McClintock-Hatch. Stone, dribble drive, met with a double team. Picks up her dribble on the right side elbow. Tried to go back door. Ball taken away. And back to the Vikings, and Lillian Bell pushing the tempo. Corrigan now gets downhill. Throws up a floater. Had it blocked by Stone. Stuck with it, and ball stays with the Vikings. Ball given up to Roy, who hands over to Levesque. Corrigan, defended by McClintock-Hatch, calls for a screen, shoots a 3. Shot off to the side of the rim and out of bounds. Ball back to the Tigers here.
You can see that tough man-to-man defense that's being played by Dexter is obviously, caused a bunch of tips right there in that possession, getting Dexter, ultimately a forced shot there and back to their possession.
And the Vikings sticking with this full court pressure of their own, trying to create easy opportunities. Ball into the left side short corner. Almost in the danger zone there before giving up to Davis. Battle for the ball. A couple of players descend.
It's going to go to Caribou here on the jump ball.
It does indeed. It was Madison Davis and Lillian Bell.
It was almost right here, right in our lap, almost.
Ball was initially picked up right in front of us by Caitlin Cookson, right in the corner, for ultimately a jump ball, the whistle. Adams. Carly Levesque there. There's going to be a foul called. Let's see who that one goes against there. There was a pass. They're going to say it goes against Desiree Adams.
It's a quick foul for her, and you could see Jody Grant looked over at her and kind of he just tapped his head like, think, because it's really important that she doesn't get in foul trouble.
And 6:03 up there on the clock. A lot of basketball left. Early foul for Desiree Adams. Ball picked up now. It was West with it for a moment. Given back to Levesque. Backdoor now. Corrigan. Good move inside. Off glass for two.
That was a great play. She made a really nice back cut there, and that's what you can do when you have man-to-man defense and they're overplaying.
Adams to Stone. Poked away, and it's going to end up to the Caribou Vikings, who force a turnover of their own. Good hands and great early minutes by Quinn Corrigan for these Caribou Vikings. West going straight south there, right downhill. Kick out for a wide open three. Carly Levesque replaced the driving West. Ends up with a wide open three there. Davis crosses half court as the Tigers break through this pressure. Pass to the right side, short corner. That's Adams with it now. Battling back to the middle of the floor. Kick out. Davis clean look at a three. Shot short, no good, but rebound goes to Desiree Adams. Kick out. Stone thought about it. Now given back to Davis. Her shot no good. McClintock Hatch keeps the possession alive. Callie Stone, third time's a charm, but off the mark there. Ultimately rebounded and knocked out of play by the Tigers, so it's going to go back to the Caribou Vikings.
Caribou's defense is definitely like this blitz sort of defense. They're kind of trapping and double teaming on the pass. And that's really, as we can see, that's thrown Dexter off a little bit here in the beginning. It looks like they're just not themselves right in the first early going.
A lot of wide open looks early on here by the Vikings. Shot fake and a subsequent shot inside by Lillian Bell was long and no good, but again, a pretty open look there. Davis, kick to the corner, that's McClintock Hatch. Her three long, no good. Battle for the ball and comes away with her own miss. Stone now. Good show and go. Backdoor to Davis. Her shot was initially blocked. She ended it up with it in her lap and makes the layup. That makes it a 5-4 game. Just now cresting the 4-minute mark in this first quarter. Corrigan, kick. Bell. Off the mark, but a wide open rebound inside and put back by Evelyn Roy. That's a travel there. Unforced turnover against the Tigers. Davis looked like she wanted to pass it up court, contending with this full court pressure, then thought better and ultimately shuffled the feet as she was trying to decide.
Checking in for Dexter for the first time is Brooklyn Dorman, number 22 out there.
Ball played into Bell and quickly back to Quinn Corrigan. Calling for the screen and dribble handoff. A lot of contact, but they're going to say there was a travel initially, a shuffle over the feet. Turnover, ball headed back to the Tigers now. 7-4 our score. 3:36 remaining here in this opening quarter of action. Davis has it now. Kick over to Dorman, freshly into the ball game. Finds its way to Adams. Adams knifes to the middle of the basket. Shot off glass underneath off a nice pass by Adams was Caitlin Cookson. And Adams making things happen when she catches the ball and immediately attacks the middle of the floor. Speaking of attacking, it was Quinn Corrigan trying to go straight downhill. Tried to force it inside. Ultimately had a couple of Tigers there. Turnover. Ball back to the Tigers. McClintock Hatch with it now. Picks up her dribble. Davis has to sky out for it. Kick over to Dorman. McClintock Hatch trying to go downhill. She's going to be bumped, and that one's going to be fouled against Evelyn Roy. It's going to be Tigers basketball underneath the basket now. First of the quarter against the Vikings. Good pass on the weak side off of the inbounds. Up and in for two is McClintock Hatch.
We're going to see our first substitution coming in for Caribou in just a moment here. That would be number 4, Bryn Hamilton.
And a travel. Second time we've seen that type of a play. The Vikings looking to get the ball to the center of the floor, kind of in the middle of the paint against this Tigers defense. It's been able to get that entry pass a couple of times, but that time on the collect, a shuffle of the feet. Turnover ball back to the Tigers. Davis, pass ahead to Dorman on the left side wing. She's met by a double team. These Vikings are flying around the floor. Anytime the Tigers pick up the ball for any extended period of time, a lot of contact there. We're going to be whistled for a travel is Adams. Anytime the Tigers dribble and pick it up, there are two Vikings flying at the Tigers.
Yeah, any corner of the floor they're met at, and anytime they pick up their dribble and it becomes a dead ball, they're met with a blitz, like a double team blitz.
Give credit to Bryn Hamilton. She was a huge part of that. Freshly off the bench, fresh minutes and fresh legs out there. Dribble picked up on the opposite side now. Entry pass denied. Desiree Adams comes away with it. 3-on-2 fast break situation. Good pass by Adams underneath. The layup attempt was no good on the opposite side. Dorman came away with it, but she missed. And the ball thrown out of bounds by the Vikings. So Tigers going to get another crack at it here. 1:45 remaining in this opening frame. Davis, the inbounder, played into McClintock Hatch. Cookson steps out to get the basketball. Picks up her dribble. Given off now to Davis. Davis to Desiree Adams. Right side short corner. Took one dribble in. Off glass, no good. Brought down by Peyton West. Corrigan plays that ball down court and ahead to Bell. Intended to get that ball back out to Corrigan, and interesting action there. The ball was denied when it was intended to be passed back to Corrigan. And off of the denial, McClintock Hatch went for the ball, as did a Viking. McClintock Hatch collected it and kind of continued her momentum into a Viking, and it was called an offensive foul. And off of the inbounds, huge three. That's a major swing in momentum. Lillian Bell knocks down the three. And at the other end now, Tigers still contending with this intense defensive pressure. Cross-court pass, Davis, left side wing, her three good.
I was gonna say it's gonna matter how Dexter responds, and they responded. They met them right with that three.
Number 3 meets it with a three. Madison Davis, huge shot there. 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Hamilton goes downhill, met with a double team. Now over to Bell. Bell picks up her dribble now. In the right side corner, ball thrown across court, but off the bottom of the basket, and it creates a turnover opportunity. Dorman in transition. Great block on the opposite side, but taken away by the Tigers. Good hands there by Levesque. But the Tigers keep the basketball here. Davis tried to pass that inside. We're going to have a foul call. That's going to go against Carly Levesque with 16.8 up on the clock.
I will say, higher scoring game than I expected, first off. You know, these two teams used to them kind of doing some slower momentum here, especially Dexter, and they're really just running Caribou's pace. Caribou's making them play quicker than they normally do.
10 seconds left in the quarter now. Bell over to Davis. She has to pick up her dribble. Atop the key now. Drives to the left side. Throws it up with the left. Off glass, no good. Ball batted around. Chance for the Tigers. McClintock Hatch. Right side corner. Long, no good. And that's going to do it for the opening quarter of action. An exciting one. We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Rep Eastern Maine Sports with official merch made for real fans. Grab yours now by scanning the QR code on screen and wear the brand that brings the action live.
Eastern Maine Sports.
Welcome back here now. Start of the second quarter is what we're preparing for. The Tigers returning from their sideline, 11-10 our score. Kessler, you mentioned it near the end of that first quarter. A little bit of a higher scoring quarter than what you would typically expect on paper alone. That typically favors the Caribou Vikings based off of regular season averages. They are definitely playing their style of basketball in this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and they have sped up Dexter quite a bit.
And that's in large part due to this defensive pressure that forces a turnover here. Quinn Corrigan, the quick push ahead. Bell at the other end of the floor. Her shot no good. Taken away by Madison Davis. It was also Cookson battling for it, so overall good action there. And Davis now crosses the timeline. Given off to Desiree Adams. Adams, kick over. Caitlin Cookson from three. Her shot no good. Dorman battling inside, but taken away by Peyton West. And Corrigan pushing the tempo. Bell now. Had it in the left side corner, gave it back to Corrigan atop the key. Her three long, no good, and a foul from behind on the rebounding action. Good box out by Desiree Adams. Peyton West going to be whistled for the push from behind.
Vikings foul number 22, Peyton West. Her first.
No foul trouble there, her first foul, so don't want to pick up a second one here, but it's good to see that's just her first. Not like the game we did last night. We had quite a few players in foul trouble right away, so like to be able to see the players stay on the floor if they can.
McClintock Hatch tries to get it across half court. Ball almost taken away. Dorman comes away with it. Given back to McClintock Hatch. And Quinn Corrigan just running at every basketball. Really making things happen here. And ball taken away by Quinn Corrigan. It was Cookson trying to kick it back out and give credit to this defense being able to speed up the Tigers.
I will say not a lot on paper that you're going to see for Brooklyn Dorman, but she is making an impact. Every tip ball she seems to be kind of in on, and she just had another defensive tip there. It didn't go back to Dexter, but all those extra things that she's doing off the bench.
A lot of great minutes early on in this one. Quinn Corrigan, the inbounder, gets it into Cookson before giving the ball right back. Quinn Corrigan, nice move, gets downhill, but taken away by Adams. It was an intended dump-off pass underneath. Adams now trying to go coast to coast. She's fouled at the other end. Ooh. Fell into the stanchion there, but bounces right back up. That's one of those you're going to be fouled. And good job by Adams racing down floor. And she's going to have a chance for two from the line. Adams first. Nothing but net.
Scary when you see a player go into the stanchion like that. Good to see her bounce right back up. I think you're right. She probably braced for impact, knew that was coming.
One more on the way now. Second one, same result. 2-for-2 trip there by Desiree Adams. Quinn Corrigan now crosses half court before giving it off to the left side corner. Dribble drive now. Good defense on the jump shot there, and shot no good. Lillian Bell, good attempt, but give credit to the defense on that trip. Cookson, right side wing, slowing it down and giving it over to Adams. Back to a traditional player-to-player on this set down are the Vikings. And we're going to have a foul there, blocking call, after McClintock Hatch tried to drive down the heart of the lane. And that's going to go against Hamilton. First, second. It says third in the PA inside the Cross Insurance Center, but only have two up there on the board. On the inbounds, Davis. Good set and had a good look at a three, but shot was short, no good. Taken away now by the Vikings. Quickly pushing it in transition through the hands of Hamilton. And it's a turnover ball back to the Tigers.
That was a great effort there by Caribou. That's exactly what they want for a look, is to not let Dexter set up that defensive intensity, but just a little bit too hard of a pass.
Evelyn Roy now checks in, replacing Hamilton. Now Adams at the other end. Tigers working quickly on this possession down, trying to get something set before this defense can take hold. Dump off, Cookson, right side, low post. Ball swung around, Desiree Adams now, shot from the short corner, no good. Dorman battling inside, just so much energy to start this game by Dorman.
Yeah, she's played a pivotal role off the bench already.
And keeps it alive here. McClintock Hatch with it. That double team now nearing half court. Given off to Adams. We're going to have a jump ball by West Ann Adams. Active hands.
I will say you're seeing two kind of floor generals on each side. So, you have Quinn Corrigan on one side. She's really getting all the deflections, getting the steals, also dribbling the ball up. And then on the other end, you're having Desiree Adams, who's getting all of those deflections and steals, and she's bringing the ball up.
And here, shot right in front of Adams by Bell. Short, no good, and Adams going to try to work quickly here. Knocked out of play. Good active hands again, that time by Corrigan. Great job defending without fouling. 13-10 our score, 4:45 remaining in this first half of play.
Yeah, that's a fun matchup. They're not guarding each other like in general, but on that fast break, she picked her up, and that's a fun matchup.
Dorman looking to get the ball inbounds here, nearing a 5-second call, and it is a 5-second call. Great defense there by the Vikings. Ball back to Corrigan and the Vikings now. Calling for the screen, gets it before giving it off to the right side wing in Lillian Bell. Cross court now, West thought about a shot, tried to go by, got the feet started a little early there, travel, and ball back to the Tigers.
I will say, I'm not sure right off the top of my head like what their shooting percentage is for Caribou, but they've had quite a few open shots that they haven't made, and I think, for Dexter, that's part of the reason, right? Their defensive intensity, but you got to believe that some of these players that have played on this floor for years and years now, that they won't continue to shoot like this.
Yeah.
So if you're Dexter, you probably got to pick up the offensive intensity as well. Give yourself more than a 3-point cushion here.
Ball was knocked out of bounds. Conversation, Coach Turner's request, and ultimately the call stays the same. Ball back to the Tigers here. McClintock Hatch with it, delaying her cross of the half-court line, trying to work through this press break. Ball played into Cookson, atop the elbow there, and foul underneath. Good three-person triangle action there. It went from the free throw line underneath to Desiree Adams on the right side low block, and then one more to Dorman, who was fouled, and now it's going to head to the line.
That's the second foul on Evelyn Roy. Still 4 minutes left in the second quarter here.
And the fourth team foul with 4:18 remaining in this first half of play. So barring any offensive fouls, it's going to be free throws rest of the way out for the Tigers. And we kind of talked about offense there in that first quarter. Points have been hard to come by in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more what I expected. Slow scoring and, more of a defensive intensity game here.
Second one from the line. Dorman rolls off the front of the rim and in. Clean trip there. 15-10 our score. Corrigan thought about a three, almost took it. Before giving the ball up now.
Coach Jody Grant was holding his head like, please tell me you didn't just leave her open to shoot, but she decided not to shoot it.
West squares up to the basket after picking up her dribble. Back door. And we're going to have a foul along the baseline. It was Carly Levesque that might have had a chance at a layup there, but foul came before, and that's going to be Desiree Adams' second foul.
Do you see, Callie Stone's been on the bench for a while. I don't know if we see her come in here.
Oh, and a great inbound set. Good screening action. And Bell wide open on the weak side underneath the basket, wide open for a layup. McClintock Hatch with it, picks up her dribble just across the half-court line. Met by a double team. Skip pass over to Adams. Adams underneath Dorman, her layup good! And you're starting to see this Vikings half-court trap as we have a timeout taken by Coach Turner. You're starting to see that this Vikings half-court trap is extending itself near the half-court line, and that's creating flashing opportunities near the basket for the Tigers if they can pass the ball underneath, and that's been easier said than done.
Yeah, that trap, if they get out of it quick enough, if they pass out of it quick enough, they're going to find the open person and find these layups like they just did. The problem is Caribou's right up in your face, jumping up and down, so it's not as easy to say, like, hey, I'm wide open down here. It's not easy to get those passes out of a double team, and so especially, Dexter's picking up the ball right over the half-court line, so you really that becomes a third defender. You can't go back there. And so if you're Dexter, you got to see that, right, and come up a few more dribbles before you pick up the ball, and also don't allow that trap to come to you right away. Pass out of it as the trap is coming.
Out of the timeout, we'll see what Coach Turner and the Vikings draw up here. Also, Desiree Adams still out there on the floor. Did pick up her second foul. A key cog in what makes this Tigers offense and defense turn. So something to watch as this half draws to its end. 3:18 up there on the clock. Corrigan trying to go to work underneath. Makes a nice move. Cross-court pass. Bell, opposite side from the left wing. No good. Her shot short. McClintock Hatch races across half court. Picked up by Roy before giving it off to Dorman. Dorman, extra pass underneath. Up and in by Desiree Adams. What play we're seeing by Brooklyn Dorman off the bench. If she's not scoring, she's involved in the person that is.
Yeah, she's made a great impact. I talked about it in the first quarter, but she's really continued that in the second quarter as well, and I think that's why you see her still in the game here. Corrigan
picks up the dribble and the nice flash there by Levesque. Had a chance at a layup, but no good on the attempt. Ball back to the Tigers now. McClintock Hatch, kick out, Cookson, her three. Off back iron, no good. Brought down by guess who? It's Dorman. Her layup attempt, no good. Knocked out of bounds off McClintock Hatch. I mean, Brooklyn Dorman has not stopped moving in terms of...
She's got, endless energy, I swear.
I'm getting tired watching her. I mean, she's moving around at a frenetic pace, but doing it controlled.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things is she's been in control.
And Corrigan there, way too easy by this Tigers defense. Stepped into a three off the mark. Shot was no good, but you can see Coach Jody Grant talking to his team. That was too clean of a look for too great of a player. Davis now, she got a great clean look there. Haven't seen that a ton, but the C's departed. She went right down the heart of the lane for a wide open layup.
You almost wonder if that double team, that trap is exhausting for Caribou, and if that is kind of tiring them out, that their defensive intensity has kind of dropped a little bit.
And we're going to have a travel whistled against West. I think that's a great point, Cassidy. It does require a lot of energy, and it has disrupted the offense a little bit here. Substitution, McCrossan checks in now for the Caribou Vikings. 1:38 remaining. Be interesting to see how the Tigers choose to massage the end of this quarter. Levesque went for a steal. Davis comes away with it. Had the layup moments ago. Kick to the right side wing. That's Cookson. Her shot short, no good.
Dorman got the tip again. She was right there, and even though that ball didn't go to Dexter, she still was in the rebounding action. Nothing is a clean look when she's standing there.
And Coach Jody Grant recognizes with 1:23 left, ball out of bounds, a chance to get Desiree Adams out of here.
And Annabelle Peets is going to check in for her senior, number 5 for the Dexter Tigers.
Corrigan bringing it down as she has all night. Doing a great job for this Caribou Vikings team. Flasher now, Bell, her fader from the right side, low post. Shot no good, knocked out of bounds off the hands of Dorman. It was going to be a clean rebound, so give credit to Dorman for getting some hands on it.
It's almost comical because every time you're going to call what's happening, her name is coming out. So
I promise there's only one Dorman on the floor. I know you can't see, folks, but I do promise that to be true. Ball played in. It was almost a 5-second violation, and Corrigan tried throwing it off of a Tiger out of bounds, but ultimately ended up in the playing surface. And the ball went up for grabs and ended up being a jump ball. Callie Stone checking in now, replacing Annabelle Peaks. Offense to defense type substitution, maybe trying to play for one shot if available.
Yeah, probably wants Callie Stone in there. She's more experienced on being on the floor there.
Ball played over to Stone. Has had a lot of time on the bench here, so good breath for her. Fresh legs in this one for the starter. 45 seconds now on the clock. 21-12 our score. Only 2 points on the quarter for the Vikings. Over to Cookson now. Over to Stone. Picks up her dribble in the right side short corner. Good patience here by the Tigers. Now 30 seconds left to play. McClintock Hatch picks up her dribble before going to Dorman. Davis had it right in front of us for a moment. Definitely looking for one shot here. She had a clean look at a three, but elected not to take it. Ball almost taken away there by Corrigan. Still on the deck, and it's going to be a jump ball. And ball back to the Caribou Vikings. Great active hands.
Yeah, that's a risky run when you're going to... Yeah, and you're going to see Annabelle Peaks check back in here for Callie Stone. But that's a risk you take when you want to hold for last shot, is so many passes, and on a defense that's been jumping the entire time, you got to expect there to be a tip at some point, especially from Corrigan.
7 seconds on the clock. Corrigan has it. Calling for the screen now. Backs it up. Takes a three. Good look. Good make. Good answer, and a great end to the quarter. 21-15 our score as we head on into halftime. We're going to take a break and rejoin you for the halftime show.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back and thank you for rejoining us here inside the Cross Insurance Center. It's halftime, 21-15 is our score. Cassidy, was an exciting first half of play that ended in an exciting way up to the final 2 seconds of the quarter. Caribou Vikings only had 2 points, but they end it with a 3. They get it to a 2-possession game. Feels like they took a lot of momentum into that second half with them.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, Quinn Corrigan really has taken control of this game for Caribou, and she's done it all. It's going to be important at halftime. They got to get their legs back, because you could tell at the end of that half that maybe that defense was just a little bit exhausting for them, that they were trying to keep up with Dexter's intensity. And that's what we talked about, right, is that they would need to keep up with Dexter's defensive intensity and then have that intensity of their own and able to stay into this game. And they've done so, right? But not without those, 5 or 6 points, 4 or 6 points, I should say, that came from open layups with kind of a breakdown in the defense. And that's the difference in this game right now. If they stay, in tune with their defense and the trap that they're doing, this game could be tied at halftime. So I think if you're Dexter, right, you got to capitalize on those moments. And if you're Caribou, you got to stop having defensive breakdowns on this end.
Absolutely. Very well done there, Cassidy. And I think if you boil it down and you look at either side, we'll start first with the Tigers as you kind of transitioned into talking about them at the end. If you boil it down and you just look at a couple of points, what are a couple of the keys to this second half to keep this lead for the Tigers and take it on with them into the semifinal action?
Yeah, I think they need to do a much better job at the top of the key defensively on Quinn Corrigan. She's gotten at least 2 or 3 wide open three-point shots, and not all of them have gone in, but she's a good shooter. So that's not somebody that Jody Grant's going to be happy with them leaving wide open, especially with what she's capable of. So that would be my first talking point here. My second one would be breaking the press and just kind of calming down a little. They're breaking the press, but then they seem to get trapped in these corners at just over half court. And I'd like to see them kind of transitioned a pass before that second blitz defender comes, so they're not getting trapped and making turnovers that way.
The Tigers, they have returned to the floor here. The Caribou Vikings still in their locker room talking things over. And we want to thank you all for joining us for the action. Thank you to Rails Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. I want to thank all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news, folks. Pine State Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. All of the Player of the Game winners from inside the Cross Insurance Center here in Bangor, they're going to walk away with a gift card. And Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor. Each Player of the Game winner will be put up for a Player of the Day vote. with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Cassie, the Caribou Vikings, they've made their way back to the floor. We talked about moments ago a couple of the key points for the Tigers in this one. Talked about some major emphases for the Vikings, but if you boil those points down, what are a couple key adjustments? What are a couple key things that they can do as they prepare for the start of the second half?
Yeah, I think both teams have some adjustments that they could make, right? So first thing is Caribou needs to settle into their offense a little bit better. You know, they have struggled a little bit with turning the ball over with some silly kind of travels when they get that quick defensive intensity that presses them from Dexter. And so, you know, settling in, not being so flustered. Like, you had to know, if you scouted this game at all, you had to have known that was the defense that was coming for you. And if you're Dexter, I think, you know, we've already talked about it, but passing out of the press. So passing up the court rather than dribbling up the court is going to get them up the court much quicker and stop that double team from happening right over the half-court line.
All right, folks, 40 seconds left on the halftime clock. Both sides have returned to their respective benches. We're going to see how they prepare for the start of the second half. Desiree Adams, 2 fouls. I believe we have some folks on the Caribou Vikings side with 2 as well. So just something to watch. 2's not any real foul trouble at this point anymore. If they pick up that third, then we might start having that conversation. But Adams was able to avoid a third one rather, towards the end of that first half before checking out, which was huge for the Tigers. Dorman didn't start this game. She's going to start the second half. Player that got a lot of
not
run.
Seeing a whole lot of Callie Stone today. Not sure if it's the defensive intensity or what's going on there, but if I was Coach Jody Grant, I'd be very happy with what I was seeing out of Brooklyn Dorman as well.
And we are seeing the same defense we saw early on, and Dorman dribbled it on the sideline. So 8 seconds into the quarter, turnover ball back to the Vikings here. And honestly, give credit to that defensive pressure, forced a mishandle of the dribble. Ball out of bounds, ball back to the Vikings.
It'll be interesting to see how long they can keep that intensity on. And like as I said that, Desiree Adams gets a steal of her own.
And Adams working back to the left side. She's going to be fouled by Bell. Desiree Adams, the lefty, went cross court there in transition. Just Bell's first. Adams went 2 for 2 earlier on. Off on the front iron there. That's my bad. I think I did that one.
Yep, sure did. Can't ever say that.
Never fails. I wasn't intentional. I stayed quiet for the second one, and that one went in.
That's enough, Zach. That's enough.
Just saying. All right, 22-15. Start of this third quarter of action. 7:33 up there on the clock. West has it now. Left side wing. Pass inside to a Corrigan who was knifing to the basket. A lot of contact underneath. They let him play there. And it was Bell on the weak side. Going to be whistled for a travel. Coach McKenzie turned saying to shoot it.
I almost like the no call there. You know, both players, neither one had great position. And so one fell over and the other just kept dribbling. So I don't really see an offensive or a defensive foul there. Just two players really fighting for positioning there.
Davis dribbles through a double team. Pass to Cookson underneath before giving up to Desiree Adams. Adams has it almost poked away. Over to Davis. Has it poked away but keeps her dribble alive. And she's going to be bumped. That one is against Levesque. I think that might be her third.
That one's I agree with. Just get a little excited there.
Second team foul for number 3, Carly Levesque. And second team foul just 53 seconds into this quarter.
Yeah, Caribou's going to have to be careful with that, getting into such early foul trouble, like team foul-wise, because that puts Dexter at the foul line. And as you said, they're pretty good free throw shooting team, as you have mentioned.
They are forcing a ton of deflections early on here. Quinn Corrigan knocked that one out of bounds. Ball stays to the Tigers, but really disrupting the guard play early on in this quarter. McClintock Hatch with it now. And again, stop me if you've heard it before, Quinn Corrigan knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, and maybe some, I don't know, electrolytes in the locker room, but they look refreshed like they did right in the first quarter. Getting deflections, being quick on the double team again.
McClintock Hatch picks up the dribble. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Jody Grant. Does not like what he's seeing offensively to start this half. Good timeout there as the ball was picked up just across half court. Dangerous position to pick up the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you seeing early on this second half? Obviously, we're only barely a minute into it, but a lot has happened. What are you seeing?
I don't think Caribou's even had really an offensive possession in this first minute and change, but Dexter's had the possession almost the entire time, but it's not been clean. They haven't had a good look at a hoop the entire time.
I don't think they've got past the three-point line.
Yeah, no. The defense has definitely stepped up, and when we've taken the ball out, probably at least 3 or 4 times since the start of the half, just seeing lots and lots of deflections, and that's definitely not what Coach Jody Grant is going to want to see, because we know deflections will eventually turn into a turnover.
And it's McClintock Hatch playing it in here, trying to. I promise we're telling you the action the best we can, but it's just knocked out of bounds again. So
by Corrigan.
Eventually here there will be a flow. Screen set. Davis has it now. Trying to go by Levesque. Great defense there by Carly Levesque. Getting into a little bit of a flow now. Davis shows and goes. Giving up to Cookson. Her shot from the right side wing, no good. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds off Desiree Adams. Vikings going to get it back here. It's going to be Quinn Corrigan bringing it up. Calling for some screening action now. Carly Levesque to the right side wing. Had it, an open look. She's going to take it. Shot was short, no good. Sails out of play. Ball back to the Tigers. Vikings going to extend this pressure to the full court now.
And Coach Mackenzie Turner is calling, get up, get up, get up. She wants to see that smothering press again.
And almost created a turnover. Davis has it. Had it tipped in the air and back to her. Given off to Cookson, and here comes that Vikings defense. 1-2 dribble picked up. Dorman went up with it off of a miss there by McClintock Hatch. Had it knocked out of play. Active hands throughout this game. The Tigers, they're going to have it underneath the basket now. Inbounds now. Dorman. They've had a 5-second violation so far in this game. That time able to get it in. Adams, McClintock Hatch for 3. Front rim no good. Good rebound inside by Roy.
Looking to press, looking to push it up here.
Bell has it poked away by Dorman. Battle for the basketball. We're going to have a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Vikings.
She is one of the smallest players out there, and yet she is going with all of the posts. She doesn't care at all. I love to see it.
Into Bell now, steps it back, shot short, no good. Rebound right into the hands of Corrigan. Her shot up and in, plus the harm. Three-point chance opportunity off the offensive glass, which is something we haven't seen a ton of by the Vikings, are these second chance points. They take advantage immediately. Corrigan, her free throw. Off the mark, no good. Battle for the rebound, ends up in the hands of West. Ball's on the deck. West keeps it alive.
Great hustle.
It hit a kneecap and into the arms of Desiree Adams. That was ping pong basketball at its finest. Adams going downhill. She's going to be whistled for an offensive foul there. They're going to say she extended the arm, and that is Adams' third with 5:29 remaining.
And, Coach Jody Grant asking for some clarification there. Doesn't think she extended the arm. Not quite sure from our angle if we could say, but definitely looked like both players were still moving.
Corrigan, she's trying to get this offense moving. She gets to the glass. Off the mark, no good. 5:13 remaining. Davis crosses half court. She gets all the way to the glass. Off glass for 2.
That's a nice move, and we haven't seen really any good takes to the hoop at all for the second half here from Dexter, so it's good to see them get back on the scoring way that way.
West has it now. She's trying to knife inside. She's going to be whistled for the travel there. Tried to back down Desiree Adams, and used to call that pulling the chair out from underneath. Adams kind of backed away, and West lost her footing.
Yeah.
Whistle for the travel. Timeout taken by Coach Mackenzie Turner here.
This is a good timeout. Just settle your team down and just say, a couple of turnovers right back to back. Grab some composure. And they need to do what they did to start the second half here 4 minutes ago, was turning their defense into offense. They were getting lots of deflections, lots of tips, and then getting more possessions offensively. And if you're Dexter, you got to be kind of happy with how you've responded after the first couple minutes, because it wasn't pretty to watch all those deflections and turnovers, but they really have kind of turned it around here.
Absolutely. And I think Coach Turner is probably talking about that defensive intensity. It has been there, just hasn't been able to turn into offense at the other end of the floor. And shots that these Vikings are definitely capable of making, just not falling right now. So it'll be interesting to see how they reignite this full court pressure as well, which they brought out. And, you know, it's been effective at times. So it'll be interesting to see here that next piece on the chessboard. Both sides returning the same units that were just out there on the floor. We're going to keep mentioning it because it matters a lot, but Desiree Adams, 3 fouls.
That was what I was just going to say. It's going to be important to see her not pick up a 4th foul here in the 3rd quarter.
And it's going to be Davis inbounding, gets it to McClintock Hatch. Double team there, dribbles through it, does McClintock Hatch, and going to be whistled for a travel. Had the ball knocked out of her hands, recollected it, and then traveled with it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure, you know, we're going to continue to talk about it, but Desiree Adams with 3 fouls. I'm not sure what their identity looks like with her out off the floor. She just does so much for them presence-wise.
And a little bit of some trouble getting the ball in. That time, Corrigan throws it off the back successfully of McClintock Hatch. Tried to do that at the other end.
It kind of bounced the last time that happened. It just kind of ping-ponged off everybody.
Tigers going to reset this defense, try to do it again. That time, knocked out of bounds by Adams. Tigers say it's our turn for some deflections here. 4:44 up there on the clock, 24-17 our score. Ball played in this time cleanly. Corrigan, right side, corner pocket, good.
And Jody Grant's not happy with that at all, because I'm sure that had to be a talk at halftime, is how many open shots she got.
Davis to Cookson, open and ahead, layup, good. And that is the thing, we've seen it both in half court and now the full court. When this pressure extends too far forward, there are some players on the back end and underneath, and that time Cookson able to take advantage. Corrigan was looking for Lily Bell on a flashback door and threw it out of play. Way out of play. It's out near the seating area, so it's going to take a second to get this basketball.
We almost needed Coach Pat House to grab that for us. From Mackinac Cook there. He was almost in on it.
Returning to the action now. Davis going to be the inbounder. 4:15 up there on the clock. Ball played into Desiree Adams. Gets by a defender. Racing down floor. Pass underneath to Dorman. Able to keep it alive over to McClintock Hatch. Her 3. Off the mark, no good. Long rebound to Davis. Floater in the lane. Her shot, no good. Dorman skies in. Knocks it out of bounds.
If that 3 would have gone in, that was a beautiful possession that was run there by Dexter. You know, they got that internal drive, kick out for a wide open 3, and I think, you know, that's what they want to see. Just their shots haven't fallen that great today.
I say it all the time, but presses are designed to do 2 things: turn you over or speed you up. And that time, it was the latter, speeding up the Tigers a little bit. And a quick turnover. Talking about speed, Desiree Adams denied the inbound or interior pass. Her layup at the other end, almost a hook shot there in the left side.
Yeah,
able to
she
get it to
definitely
go.
stayed away from getting any contact there. Smart play by her.
At the other end, Bell, kick out, Levesque, clean look at a 3, shot off the mark, no good. Bound for the rebound. A couple of players collided heads there, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Lily Bell. Almost had a foul on the 3-point attempt.
Yeah, I think that could have been called easily. I mean, there was contact on the body.
McClintock Hatch. Dribbling through the pressure now are the Tigers. They've done that a couple possessions in a row. Ball picked up in the corner. Top of the key. Davis thought about a 3. Over to Desiree Adams. Interior now to Dorman. McClintock Hatch goes baseline. Shut off well. Great defense there. Davis collects it atop the key. Her shot short, no good. Out of bounds. Ball back to the Vikings here. 3:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
You know, and if you're Caribou, I would, let them take that shot. They haven't shown us that they were going to take and make a lot of 3s. They've made a couple, so let's do a closeout, but you got to be pretty happy with that after a couple possessions of a layup there.
And a back screen at the other end and a wide open look for Lily Bell. Lily Bell knocks down the 3. That right side corner has been kind this quarter for the Vikings, but the Tigers just dribbling through the pressure right now. Desiree Adams picks it up at the other end and is going to be fouled there. That one's against Corrigan. 2:33 now in the quarter.
Something I really admire there about Coach Jody Grant is, even when they got a foul, right? So, their player didn't do anything wrong. He's just still always coaching them up. He said, don't turn your back like that. Because if that could have been clean, and that could have been a layup for Quinn Corrigan on the other end.
McClintock Hatch now. Go to the left side wing, that's Cookson. Cookson sets a screen. Over to Davis. Davis looking for the back door there, well defended by the Vikings. Cookson now. Left side corner, thought about a three. Over to Dorman. To Cookson, one more underneath. McClintock Hatch with the left is good. We had a couple of Vikings trying to jump the basketball on these passes, and it created an opportunity underneath for McClintock Hatch to just sneak through. Corrigan picks up her dribble at the other end now. Tries to throw it off of McClintock Hatch, but was atop the key, so the ball wasn't going to go anywhere. Underneath Dorman, but on the pass, Desiree Adams whistled for the charge. Great job by Lily Bell, able to step in front. That is foul number 4 for Desiree Adams.
So we're going to see her have to at least sit for the last minute 50, excuse me. But if you're Lily Bell, that is a beautiful, smart play. She was set up. She was ready for the momentum of Desiree Adams' body from that pass to run into her. And, be upset if you're Coach Jody Grant, but I really think that's a good call there, and she did what was right.
And that back screen, similar play that ended up in a Lily Bell 3 is what they went to right there. Well defended that time by the Tigers. Vikings now trying to set their offense. Corrigan tries to shake and bake there. Well defended by McClintock Hatch. Dorman trying to go for the poke now against Lily Bell. Ball picked up, good pass underneath to Carly Levesque. Her shot off glass and rolls around the rim and off into the hands of Stone now. 1:15 left in the quarter. McClintock Hatch pulling it out now. Davis, see if the Tigers are going to try to limit the possessions here. They tried to do this at the end of the second quarter, ended up in a turnover and no points. At least for the Tigers. And here, Corrigan, cross-court pass, gets the steal. Layup for 2 at the other end. And this could be a big end to a quarter for the Caribou Vikings. Stone dribbles through the pressure, given off to Madison Davis. Davis doing a great job atop this zone defense by the Caribou Vikings. Stone thought about a 3, now 30 seconds on the clock. In this position, you got to assume the Tigers are playing for 1. Possession arrow does favor the Tigers as well, so they can try to double up here. But they got to first get through the first possession. Corrigan poked it away for a moment. Ball back to the Tigers.
Yeah, you don't want to see what happened at the end of the second quarter here if you're Dexter, and that's exactly what's happened here.
But Dorman kept it alive and gets the ball back before Madison Davis travels immediately. So similar to that second quarter, the Tigers turned it over and gave the ball back with 11 seconds left. Now in the third, they give the ball back with 13.2.
And that's exactly showing you what that pressure does. It speeds you up and turns you over. It did both of those in that possession. Dexter's usually a very good team at holding for last shot.
Corrigan has it. She nailed the 3 at the end of the second quarter. Going to try to take a shot here, and does! Corrigan knocks it down. It's a 3-point game.
Wow.
As we head into the fourth quarter. What an answer late there. We're going to swing it over to a break. Be back with you for an exciting fourth.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxtrot to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now as we prepare for the start of the fourth quarter. What a late answer there by the Caribou Vikings. When Desiree Adams left the game, the Caribou Vikings took advantage. 30-27 our score. Tigers going to start with the ball in the fourth quarter here.
And more importantly, Desiree Adams is not going to start the fourth quarter here.
Be interesting to see how long she stays on that Tiger bench. You can't imagine it's going to be for too long, but at the same time, you don't want to bring her back too early and lose her in the crunch time moments. Davis now contending again with this half-court trap. Dorman has it. Swung over and taken away. Corrigan playing center field and getting the steal. Layup at the other end, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's going to be off of Davis. Was standing out of bounds and tried to avoid touching the ball, but ultimately did.
Yeah, it did kind of just land in her arms. That's unfortunate there.
Corrigan on the inbounds, clean look. McCorrison, no good, and a jump ball. It was McCrossin, my mistake, but on the miss there and a subsequent jump ball.
I always get nervous when you see tied up like that with elbows kind of turning around, but everybody looks to be all right.
Corrigan gave it up to Levesque, now trying to post up here. Double team descends, poked away there by Davis. And you can see it, Quinn Corrigan wants to take over this game.
And she can. She can. She's gotten almost every steal, every tip, every possession she's been a part of, for sure.
Play into West. Her layup no good, but she's going to be fouled. And Peyton West headed to the free throw line now.
If you're Caribou, you got to finish, right? You got to finish those. That was a nice open look for her, and she did get fouled, so hopefully she can make some of these and make it count.
And that's McClintock Hatch's third, who's been guarding Quinn Corrigan. So something to watch. Foul trouble starting to creep in for the Tigers. West, good shot from the free throw line there. They all matter, but they especially matter here in the fourth quarter. West. Lines it up, second shot, strong at block iron, no good. Rebound by Bell, her turnaround good, we're tied up.
Caribou fans are feeling it.
McClintock Hatch, played ahead now to Davis. Over to Cookson, now to Stone. Stone drives the middle of the court to Dorman. And intended to get it to Dorman again, taken away by the Vikings. Racing ahead, Levesque underneath the basket, too far underneath the basket, and off the bottom of it, and a foul. That's going to be against Levesque, I think her third.
Levesque's only a freshman.
Yeah.
You saw Lillian Bell, she just kind of said to her, she's like, nope, that's enough, right back into it. She didn't want to see her get frustrated.
And that was against Peyton West, so actually that was best case scenario there in terms of Levesque, a guard, more likely to pick up fouls on the perimeter there. She didn't pick up her third. Dorman to Cookson. One more to Stone. That time, Tigers breaking right through the pressure. Layup no good by Stone. She gets her own miss. Her shot no good. Cookson's shot no good. Tigers going to have another chance at it now. Ball batted underneath the basket.
I mean, I just talked about it for Caribou being important, but it's important for Dexter too. The game's tied up, so it's important for both sides. You got to finish when it matters here, down under the hoop.
Hamilton going to be checking in. Next opportunity for the Vikings. A little bit of some trouble getting the ball in. Eventually does to Stone. Stone throws it up with the right. Her layup no good. Brought down by Corrigan. The Vikings are running. Corrigan goes downhill, fouled. She's going to head to the free throw line. Chance to take the lead here. It's at least a 7-0 run by the Vikings, dating back to that third quarter of play.
And Desiree Adams is set to check back in at the scorer's table here.
With that fourth foul.
And also checking in for Caribou is Bryn Hamilton, checking back into the game. She had good minutes in the first half. I don't think we've seen her since then.
The Vikings take the lead. Second shot. That one off the mark. Battle for the rebound. McClintock Hatch going to be whistled for a travel there. lost her footing on the rebounding action, kind of landed on top of the basketball as well, so glad to see that she's feeling all right. That can be a tough play.
Yeah.
Ball back to the Vikings here. Lily Bell over to Levesque. Guarded by Davis. Good spin to the basket. Shot no good, and Hamilton going to be whistled for the foul now. I think her third.
Caribou foul number 4, Brittany Hamilton. That is her third personal foul, the second team foul.
Davis plays into Adams. Adams met by a double team. Now over to Davis. Crosses half court. McClintock Hatch underneath to Dorman. She's going to be fouled, and she's going to head to the charity stripe now. Shot was not going to be good regardless. It was way too far underneath the basket there, but good presence of mind to go up, create that contact. Chance for 2 free ones.
Just a couple of times she's kind of found herself under the basket like that. I think she just gets going so fast underneath there. She just ends up in a bad position, but see if she can make some free throws here.
Perfect on the first is Dorman. That ties us up. 31 all, 6:02 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Second one, that one rolls in as well. Perfect trip there. 32-31, 5:58 left in this fourth quarter. Corrigan, kick to the corner, that's Lily Bell. Bell drives baseline, shot across the baseline, good!
She's had a big second half. She wasn't really involved in the first half in scoring, and so it's nice to see somebody else other than Quinn Corrigan kind of get involved. Takes a little bit of pressure off Quinn.
Davis over to McClintock Hatch. Pass fake, finds its way over to Adams. Adams underneath to Cookson. Cookson's layup rolls in and out, no good. Dorman keeps it alive. Into the hands of Lily Bell, trying to push it in transition now.
Yeah, good call to pull it back out. They definitely did not have numbers there.
And taken away by Desiree Adams. The 4 fouls, couple of them offensive. Dumps that one off. Travel underneath going to be the call. Was given off to McClintock Hatch, and instead of taking a dribble to the rim, tried to use the feet.
Shaping up to be a great ending here. Still 5 minutes left, and really no idea who's going to win this one right now. So it's really fun game to do with you, Zach.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining along for our live audio coverage. The other end, Levesque over to Hamilton. Adams on her. Poked away underneath. Back to Hamilton. Battle for the ball. It's going to be against Adams. If that's Adams, that's her disqualifying foul.
We're waiting.
There's a couple people that were involved. And it is. Adams is out of here.
Now this is character building moment for Dexter, because like we talked about, I don't really know what their identity looks like without her. So Annabelle Peaks is going to come in. You know, I know she's played some good minutes throughout the year, but not the floor general that she's looking for, and really hard to see. Desiree Adams is really distraught over there, but
still some game left to be played. 32-33 our score. Levesque has it now. Giving off to Lily Bell. Screen set, Dorman pokes it away for a moment. Ball picked up. Right side wing, Corrigan thought about the 3. McClintock Hatch on her. Corrigan goes baseline, steps back to the middle of the paint, shot no good, batted out of bounds. Ball back to the Tigers off of Hamilton. .4:30 remaining here in the fourth. Ball played to the middle of the floor, that's Cookson. Opposite side now to Annabelle Peaks. Peaks into the game, replacing Desiree Adams. Big late minutes here for her. Underneath, Cookson, her layup, no good. Dorman's there for it, throws it up, gonna be fouled.
that went behind the backboard, but nevertheless, she got fouled.
Brooklyn Dorman has great presence of mind underneath, and you said it earlier on, and now she's starting to compile some of the stats to go with it, but Brooklyn Dorman has just been so active in this game, just getting to loose balls. making things happen, throwing up shots where you might create contact. And Dorman headed back to the line now. First, good.
Yeah, I would say, in the first half, she didn't have a ton of stats to go along with what the impact she was making, but she really has been an impact player this whole game.
Fourth team foul against the Vikings as well. We're going to have a violation here. They're going to say a lane violation against Cookson.
So I'm not quite sure who it was, because what was interesting is there was a girl from Caribou, Lily Bell, that also had her leg up at the same time. It looked like maybe like a double violation, but I guess they're saying maybe Dexter's violation was first.
And Coach Jody Grant asking for a conversation.
As are the Dexter fans.
And it doesn't matter. Ball back to the Vikings. All tied up now. At the other end. Out of bounds, ball back to the Tigers almost immediately. Played in. McClintock Hatch with it now. Middle of the court is Cookson. Had a streaking Dorman, gives it up to Davis on the left side. Ball picked up. Foul from behind. That's going to go against West. The officials are going to have a conversation just to see, as they both blew the whistle at the same time. We have one official that saw a foul. I think that's the one we're going to get here. That's going to be 2 shots. That's 2 shots now for the Tigers. And that's going to be Davis stepping up to the free throw line with 3:56 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
This is shaped up to be quite the game like we expected on paper here. We expected that the mutual teams they played, it was all very similar. Their strength of schedule is similar. And what do you expect from 2, recent gold ball champions here? But a better, a game when it matters.
The junior off on the first there for Madison Davis. Stays knotted up. Second from the line. That time good. Pendulum swing. Lead swings back to the Tigers now. Corrigan crosses the timeline and sets the offense for these Caribou Vikings. We're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Mackenzie Turner. Team will have 2 remaining after this. All right, Cassidy. 3:46 remaining. It's been a little bit of a slower pace fourth quarter in terms of actual minutes and time going by in the clock, but a lot has happened. Let's kind of break down what's gotten us to this point. What do the Tigers have to do with Desiree Adams on the bench, and what can the Caribou Vikings take advantage of?
Yeah, so Annabelle Peaks is seeing the biggest moments of her season, coming in and trying to take that position. I think if you're Dexter, you do need to rely a little bit more on Brooklyn Dornman, because she's shown you what she's doing, and she's doing a great job. And she's been a huge impact player for them today. Along with, Madison Davis has been big for them as well in terms of ball handling and keeping composure. And if you're Caribou, you got to run your offense through Quinn Corrigan. She's been the it girl. She's done it all the entire game. And with that lack of defensive intensity that Desiree Adams brings to the floor, they should be able to capitalize on some of these possessions.
3:46 remaining. 34-33 is where we're at. Possession arrow does favor the Tigers, by the way. Just something to point out if you're listening along at home. It's Vikings basketball. Coach Turner, opportunity to draw up a play here. See what the Vikings try to take advantage of now. Levesque flashing to the right side corner. Thought about a post up underneath to Lily Bell. Electing to play it back out top. Levesque the one with it. And almost taken away by Dorman. Had a near steal there. Active hands jumping that passing lane. Corrigan the one inbounding. Played into West now. Over to Hamilton. Bell trying to flash towards the ball. Good denial there by Dorman. Levesque ends up with it. thought about a backdoor cut, and we're going to have a foul against McClintock Hatch, which is her 4th.
You know, that's a good call. Quinn Corrigan was trying to make that cut, and she was like physically restricted from making the cut. So, you know, bump the cutter is one thing, hold the cutter is a different one.
And it'll be interesting to see if they change the defensive assignment here. McClintock Hatch has that 4th foul now, and they're going to keep the defensive assignment the same for the time being. So, Corrigan has the ball often in her hand. See if she tries to be aggressive here and pick up that 5th and disqualifying foul, which would be huge in this game. West with it now. All the way to the rim with the left up and in for 2.
Great play there by Bryn Hamilton just to kind of back her defender down and not allow that help to come.
Dorman has it. Over to McClintock Hatch, now racing in transition. Goes all the way to the rim. She's fouled. That one's going to go against West, and I believe that's her 4th.
You know, we said it at halftime. We weren't really seeing a bunch of foul trouble, but the second half has turned into quite the foul contest we've been having here. Yeah, and you're right. That is her 4th personal foul. So a couple players on the floor now it looks like gonna stay on the floor with 4 fouls here with the last 2:56.
McClintock Hatch knocks down the first, ties us all up. She has 4. Said that moments ago. And both teams going to be shooting free throws, barring any offensive fouls the rest of the way out now. 14 fouls for the Tigers. The next will make it the 5th. Caribou's been in the bonus situation. And the second shot no good, so we stay tied. 35 all. Corrigan the one bringing it down. Backdoor, kicked around, ends up on the deck. It's going to be a jump ball.
I don't know how you don't call a kick on that and reset the possession, but...
Well, it did hit a couple of feet there. Ultimately, possession arrow to the Tigers. Ball played to the middle of the floor to Dorman. One more to Annabelle Peaks. Peaks dribbles to the wing, slows it down. Cross court now dangerously taken away by McClintock Hatch. Dorman has it. Dorman over right side wing to Peaks. Cooks in. Almost has it slip from her hands over to Peaks again. Timeout taken by Coach Jody Grant and the Tigers. They had 4 remaining. They'll have 3 after this. Opportunity and a chance to talk about things near the end here. Thank you to Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. All right, Cassie, 35 all, 2:23 remaining on the game clock here. Desiree Adams already fouled out for the Tigers. McClintock Hatch has 4. Hayden West has 4 for the Caribou Vikings. So we keep talking about what's happening to the end of the 4th quarter. There's a chance that we have to talk about what happens beyond that in this one.
Yeah, I mean, really important that we don't pick up our 5th foul, especially if you're Dexter. If you lose McClintock Hatch, that is another huge loss for them. That we've seen a couple players off their bench, but generally they're not very deep on the bench. They haven't used many of their roster players. Same with Caribou, really haven't seen many other players.
And Caribou going to a player-to-player set here, trying to not allow the Tigers any adjustments out of the timeout. Cookson picked up the feet there. Able to avoid the travel call. Slides it away now to the perimeter players. Annabelle Peaks with it. Backdoor, the intention there, taken away by Corrigan. Corrigan has numbers. Has it poked away from behind in Dorman. Gets it back, does Corrigan with the left. Up and in for 2.
She sees the court so well. She just knows what's going to happen. She's getting deflections. Got her own deflection.
And that's going to be free throws now at the other end for McClintock Hatch. We had a foul 93 feet away from the basket. And Ella McClintock Hatch heads to the free throw line. 1:42 remaining. Only Lily Bell's second. First from the line is good. Makes it a 1-score game.
Towards the court. Thank you.
One more on the way for McClintock Hatch. That one, good as well. All tied up. 1:38 remaining. See how the Vikings play this. Corrigan thought about it. Now over to Hamilton.
Ooh, almost a tip there.
Davis went for it. Ends up in the hands of Levesque. Pass underneath now. That's West with it. West trying to make a move happen. Knifing through the lane. Her shot no good. Gets her own miss. Second attempt now. High off glass, no good. Brought down by Cookson.
Ooh, she almost could have picked up a fifth there. She was right in there on the defensive action.
1:05. Tiger ball. McClintock Hatch has that ball tipped. Cross court into the hands of Annabelle Peaks. Peaks dump off underneath to Dorman. Davis settles the offense, kicks out to the top of the key. McClintock Hatch with it. Goes by a couple of defenders. Her shot from the elbow, no good. Taken away by Corrigan underneath. It went into the hands of Dorman. Quinn Corrigan says, give me that. 35 seconds. Viking basketball, fans rising to their feet. Who's going to rise to the occasion? 27 seconds now. Coach Mackenzie Turner wants to talk about it. 60-second timeout. 24 seconds
Now the
separates us from a potential winner.
The question is, does Caribou hold it, go for last shot? Or do they go for a hoop pretty soon off so they can, say if I don't make it, I can foul and get the ball back, or try to play straight up defense? There's a lot of chess match pieces here in ways you could play this last possession.
I think that you can't go wrong with trying to take one shot. And we're going to have to start to think about some of our players of the game here.
I know.
And it's tough because there's been a number of impact players in this one. Desiree Adams, when she was in, made a lot of things happen. I think McClintock Hatch, but Dorman as well for the Tigers.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more straightforward for the Caribou Vikings. Also not completely in just the terms of stats, but Quinn Corrigan controlling the tempo, loose balls, making things happen. Had a lot on her plate today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've seen many impact players for Dexter, a couple for Caribou in different moments, but overall, it's been Quinn Corrigan, and here we go.
And if somebody hits this final shot, they may very well earn that title outright. Carly Levesque, ball played in, back to Corrigan. It looks like they're playing for one here, folks. Screen set. Corrigan goes by, throws it off glass, no good. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball stays with the Vikings.
Caribou fans are excited. There's still 11 seconds left, and they got to inbound the ball here.
We've seen a couple of 5-second or near 5-second violations for either side in this one. Corrigan gets it in. Hamilton tipped away and taken away, but back to the Vikings. Corrigan off glass, no good. Gets her own miss, blocked away. Battle for the ball. We're going to have a travel called. 1.8 on the clock, folks. Callie Stone's going to check in.
Come in. She's made a, if memory serves me right, she might have made a half-court shot last year at the tourney.
It might take more than that now. You cannot foul here if you're the Vikings. They're going to ask everybody to back up, and this is a good timeout use by Coach Jody Grant. It's going to be a tall order with 1.8 on the clock to get the ball up court and make something happen, but it is doable. You can't have a 5-second violation. You can't foul if you're the Vikings. Man, this is exciting. This is why we play the game. This is why we have the regular season, for matchups and for moments just like this. In the biggest moments, on the biggest stage, who is going to advance? We're going to find out soon. And stick around, folks. We're up 1.8 on the regulation clock.
It's going to take a Hail Mary, honestly, for this not to go.
And one thing I love is they let them play there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
There wasn't any egregious contact. But at the same time,
they're not going to call. They didn't call a tic-tacky foul there. That's going to put somebody to the line and win the game off free throws. And
it went back and forth there for a second. Dorman had it, then Corrigan took it away, and then there was more shots. I mean,
this
that
is
had
a
a
whole
little bit
lot
of
of
everything. It is, and here you just cannot foul if you're the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, dummy pressure, but my key thought would be not letting them get an obvious half-court shot here.
All right, Tigers going to play it in. They're going to have to do something that advances the ball here. Over to Cookson. And they're not going to get anything off. It was a tall order there from that far away from the hoop. Folks, stick around because we're going to keep it here. We've got free basketball here on a Tuesday night. We are headed to the 5th quarter. I like to call it overtime, and I like to call it fun. That's what it's been tonight, Cassidy. So
the 5th quarter.
What I will say, too, we've had Desiree Adams foul out. McClintock Hatch has 4 fouls. That is huge for the Tigers.
And Peyton West for Caribou also has 4 fouls, so really don't want to see any of those players additionally foul out. And if you're Coach Jody Grant kind of rallying your troops, an overtime game is probably not what they were hoping for, not what anybody was hoping for. If you're Caribou or Dexter, because a lot of things can happen in overtime. And so
4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, rallying the troops here and just saying, okay, let's settle down. Basically 0-0. Play your heart out for 4 minutes, and whoever plays their heart out better is going to advance to the semifinals here.
It's going to be some fun. We'll take care of the math on the scoreboard here in just a second in terms of determining fouls, where things are left, and things of that nature. Cassie, it's been a while since I've had an overtime game. This is some fun.
Yeah, it probably was it us last year or no in Old Town?
Each team gets an additional 60-second timeout for overtime.
Perfect.
That math is taken care of. So that gives each team back a timeout. Man, extended conversation here. We appreciate you coming along.
Desiree Adams finished the night with 9 points when she fouled out there. Let's see, what does Miss Quinn have? She's up to 15 here before overtime, so definitely playing a big piece here.
And there is a jump ball, so we're actually re-jumping here to start overtime. It's going to be West and Cookson inside the circle.
And then Madison Davis for Dexter also has 10 points. So big impact players here.
All right, folks, we're ready for the jump ball now. It's West and Cookson. It's Dexter and Caribou, and it is controlled by the Tigers. McClintock Hatch, straight downhill. Her layup no good off of the opening tip. Corrigan now with it. Racing down court, going right at McClintock Hatch, has it poked away. Taken away by Davis, smartly going right at McClintock Hatch, trying to get her out of here early into the overtime. Well defended there by the Tigers.
That had to be something that Coach Mackenzie Turner talked to them about is, focus on who has 4 fouls. Let's get them out of the game here.
Cookson with it now. Picks up her dribble. Player to player, the defense here. Nearing a 5-second violation. That ball's going to be thrown out of bounds. Ball back to the Vikings. Peaks, Dorman, Davis, McClintock, Hatch, and Cookson. The 5 out there for the Tigers. Dribble handoff off the inbounds. It's Lily Bell with it atop the key. Pass underneath to Corrigan. Met by a slew of defenders. Her shot off glass, no good. And that's going to be a foul by Hamilton on Annabelle Peaks, which is going to send her to the other end of the floor.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the 4th foul on Bryn Hamilton there.
And you are right, Cassidy, the 4th foul against Bryn Hamilton.
She's played big minutes as well for them, so the only other player we've really seen on the floor is Lily McCrossin.
Peaks, her first high arcing shot, rolls in. Stone's going to be checking in now. Cookson checks out.
I think you go a little bit here with experience, right? So Cookson's only a sophomore. Got a little flustered there last possession, and so Jody Grant said, you know what, I'll give you a senior for a minute.
And off on the second was Peaks. 1 point game, now under 3 minutes to play. Hamilton with it. Her pass over to Corrigan. Thought about a three. McClintock Hatch the one on her. Pass inside to Hamilton. She's going to be fouled by Callie Stone. And Bryn Hamilton's going to send herself to the free throw line. Free throws, free throws, free throws. Hamilton. Her shot, good. I've been so impressed by the free throw shooting in this game. Both sides.
Yeah, they've both done a phenomenal job, and they say free throws win games and defense wins championship, and both of these teams have done both of those things well tonight.
And speaking of both free throws made there. Peaks having a hard time getting it in. Does to Callie Stone. Ball played up. Dorman with it now. Cross court. That's Davis. Thought about a three. Pass it up. Peaks with it. Picks up her dribble. Back over to Madison Davis now. Davis. Ball tipped in the air. Taken away by Bryn Hamilton. Thrown up there. Davis to Levesque, and Levesque's going to be called for one of the biggest travels of the game because Lily Bell was wide open underneath the basket for an open two. She did make it, but right before it, Carly Levesque.
A lot of pressure on a freshman there, you know, and Mackenzie Turner, head coach, is doing everything she can to say, it's okay, just settle down, dribble the ball. It's okay, you know what to do here.
Stone met by a double team, giving it back to McClintock Hatch, and Coach Jody Grant is just going to be safe, take a timeout, and avoid any potential of a 10-second violation.
Yeah, she ended up with a triple team there.
And the Tigers, they have opportunities down court on some of these more open press break opportunities, but that give a lot of credit to this initial perimeter or kind of front court pressure that we're seeing, preventing those opportunities. So it's been an exciting finish. 2:21 remaining. Thank you again for joining us. It's been fun.
In quarter five.
In quarter
to be determined if we're going to have quarter six here.
Free basketball inside the Cross Center. Again,
you don't find a lot of things free inside the Cross Center, but we'll take an extra basketball here.
And again, as a reminder, Desiree Adams fouled out with a lot of time remaining there in that fourth quarter. Lily Bell, 12 points in this one. Cass, kind of run down where we're at.
Yeah, Lillian Bell with 2, and then we have Carly Levesque has a 3, and Bryn Hamilton added 2. Quinn Corrigan with 17 right now, Evelyn Roy with 2, and Peyton West with 3, and that's how they round out their scoring of 39. And for Dexter, Madison Davis with 10, Annabelle Peaks with 1, Desiree Adams 9, Ella McClintock Hatch and Brooklyn Dorman both with 7, and Caitlin Cookson both with 4.
Callie Stone dribbling across half court now. Given off to Annabelle Peaks. Peaks picks up her dribble. Good defense there by the Vikings. Madison Davis with it. Over to McClintock Hatch. Stone thought about it from the free throw line. Underneath to Dorman. Her layup no good. Battle for the ball. We're going to have a foul by Peaks, and that's going to send Levesque to the other end of the floor for some free throws now.
Yeah, great positioning by Levesque. You know, she just traveled and turned it over last possession. So a really big minute for her to just say, I'm going to box out, do what I can on defense to get that possession back, and she did. And she's going to earn herself 2 shots at the free throw line.
And Coach Mackenzie Turner trying to have a conversation before the free throws here.
Yeah, she said, you got this. I could see what she said. She said, you got this.
And I'm kind of in this type of a position. I mean, you want to be fighting for rebounds here, but you got to tell your folks on the line as Levesque's off in the first. You want to be telling your team on the line to not try to go too strongly after the rebound here. And Levesque, the freshman,
very emotional in this moment.
Fighting through. Second free throw, strong, no good. Back into the hands of Corrigan, though. Corrigan to Levesque. She lines up a 3. Strong, no good. Brought down by Dorman. Dorman racing in transition now. Backs it up. Over to Stone. Stone to Davis. 1:44 left on the overtime clock. Over to Peaks now. Slowing things down on this possession. Everybody trying to catch their breath here. Peaks picks up the dribble. Over to Dorman. Dorman. Cross court. Stone almost through her hands and throws it out of bounds. 125, and now if you're the Vikings, you are trying to just not turn the ball over and make them come get you, and they'll only be taking a great look as Cookson checks back into the ball game, replacing Stone. McClintock Hatch, still those 4 fouls. Can't be overly aggressive here against Corrigan.
Running some sort of isolation here to try to pull that defense off.
And they're going to play a 3-player kind of exchange here across the perimeter. They're going to force the Tigers to come get them. It is just a 1-point game, so a lot of time still to be determined in this one. Coach Jody Grant calling for that Tigers defense to extend itself here. Can't be going under the screens in this type of a situation. You got to try to fight over the top. Levesque almost near a turnover there on the pass to Lily Bell. Dorman trying to fight with it. Going for a steal now and going to be fouled is Lily Bell. That's going to send her to the free throw line. Dorman trying to make something happen. We've talked about her all night in terms of making steals and hitting loose balls. So Bell. Cold-blooded, knocks down the first free throw. One more on the way now. Bell. Off on the second, right into the hands of Corrigan, who hits a wide open layup. 4-point game.
No foul if you're, no foul at all if you're, you
and
can't
West
have that.
fouls on a blocking call. Davis a little shaken up, but she's going to head to the free throw line if she's able. And that gives a chance for Davis to head to the charity stripe with the clock stopped. And we're going to have just a conversation between Coach Turner. No timeout, though, so I don't know. Coach Turner trying to just massage some time there.
I mean, it's 2 shots. She doesn't have to put anybody on the line. She doesn't want to right this second.
So, Davis, chance to cut this to a 1-point game, or 1-possession game. Davis, the first is good. One more on the way. This game's going to come down to free throw shooting. And Davis makes both.
And if you're Dexter, you got to foul.
And McClintock Hatch is the one guarding Quinn Corrigan, and she can't foul or else she's out of this game. Tigers, time's coming off the clock here. You don't have a ton of time to spend. 15 seconds now. A ton of time coming off the clock. Corrigan's just going to sit there. 10 seconds now. You have to foul. It's not negotiable. That was a ton of time off the
I don't know if
clock.
they're trying to force a turnover, but
I think that speaks to inexperience.
Yeah, I mean, once 5 seconds or so is off the clock and you don't get a turnover, it's an immediate foul because now you're not working with much time here.
Right, and McClintock Hatch is going to check out now, but at this point in the game, you just have to foul. It has to be the first opportunity. 2-point game, Quinn Corrigan steps to the line. First, bottoms. Chance to ice the game.
Yeah, she makes this one, it's virtually impossible for a 4-point in 8 seconds. But
second one's off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Taken down by the Tigers. Davis, 5 seconds on the clock. They need a 3. Davis takes it. Shot long, no good. Clock's going to expire. The Caribou Vikings advance to the semi-finals. 43-40 our final. Quinn Corrigan, the player of the game. What a game in this one. 43-40. Thank you for coming along and joining us. We're going to sign off from inside the Cross Center. Catch you soon.